Hi, my name's David the Sheep, and I'm going to tell you my story about Polyphemus and Odysseus. Every day, I'm woken up by the familiar shriek of a fellow sheep getting eaten alive. The day the little men came, the screaming was especially loud. It was just really loud that day. I think it was Claudia, because I remember how she screams, and it was sort of a long, drawn out, fizzled out in the end. It was not long until it came to me that Sheldon, my best friend, had also been eaten that morning. I miss Sheldon. Later on, in the afternoon, while Polyphemus was away, a bunch of little people came into the cave. They were literally Cyclops, but little. Plus, they had 2 eyes. For some reason, though, they really scared me. They smelled like terror. As they were coming in, there was one in front who seemed to be the leader. I think they called him Insidious or Insidious or something like that. Odysseus, I don't know. I miss Sheldon. Anyways, I heard them talking about how apparently the island we live on is barbaric and uncivilized. Apparently we're not polite, and apparently we're scary. I got really mad. They can't come to our island and just judge us. So as soon as I entered my cave, the men slowly started taking stuff out of the cave. They took a lot of things. They took milk, they took cheese, and milk, and milk, and they started to grab me, but then Odysseus said something, and then they stopped. At this point, I was really angry and confused, so I couldn't tell if Amphibious was a good man or not, but they all seemed to look up at him like he was a god or a hero. Didn't seem like a hero to me. It doesn't matter, I told myself, because Polyphemus will come back soon and kill them. Not long after, Polyphemus came back and killed them. 2 of them, actually. I don't know why he was so mad, but Polyphemus got really mad and he locked us all inside the cave. He was really mad, so I felt really mad, and then there was just so much chaos and so many loud noises. I got really worked up, and I don't know why I was mad, but I was. And I had to prove my point, so I ran in circles really fast and then ran my head against the wall. It did not work. After the fighting, a bunch of talking happened, and Odysseus gave Polyphemus a lot of wine. They seemed to be getting along really well now, even though they were just fighting. And after a lot of drinking, Polyphemus got really drunk and started to vomit everywhere. It was disgusting, and there was little chunks of meat everywhere, just all over the place. It reminded me of Sheldon. I miss Sheldon. I was tired because of my rampage, so I went to sleep. And I woke up early the next morning because I needed to pee. Just as I was finishing my business, I saw Ogidinus driving a flaming tree in Polyphemus' eye. Polyphemus was like, "Oh no!" And then he was like, "Oh my god!" And here's the weirdest part. Instead of calling for help, he kept saying, "Nobody's attacking me!" What a noble Cyclops. Then, after the men opened the door and they were leaving, Polyphemus asked the so-called hero man who he really was, and the hero turned around and said, "I am oblivious." Polyphemus seemed to realize something. Something about that name angered him, and it angered me too. They humiliated my master. God ram it. I don't like Polyphemus much, but it angered me to see him shamed. Though he would sometimes eat us, he cared for us, and doesn't seem like the powerful Cyclops he used to be. There he was, covered in vomit, blood gushing out of his eye, and trampling around in a blind rage. It was nice to have a little excitement in the cave. I never figured out who that strange man was, and I never figured out how to feel about him either. And at times, I'm very angry for him for blinding Polyphemus. And at times, I'm mad at Polyphemus for eating Sheldon.